Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt and I do like video games, and in today's video we are here on Steam Deck to play some Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut Edition. We're going to be checking this out, seeing how it performs and everything. But before we hop into it, you can hear the music in the background, by the way. That is from the game. I am running it currently. But you can see that little icon on the lower right hand corner of that Ghost of Tsushima, I don't know, icon, logo, wallpaper, whatever. You can see that it has that little, circle with the cross through it. That does mean it is unsupported. However, we're about to find out that in the case of this game specifically, that does not mean a whole lot. So, before we actually get into it, let's take a look at the display. We have 720p natively at the moment, I think. Okay, no, we have SLR3 on. Let's turn that off right now. But 720p native. The reason for 720p is because it is plugged into my monitor right here. You guys can't see it, but it is plugged into my monitor. So it scales to the monitor's aspect ratio versus on the Steam Deck natively, it would be 800p because that is a Steam Deck's native resolution. But as you can see, 720p. I don't have FSR on. I turned that off specifically because I wanted to just leave that be for right now. And there are options for frame generation down at the bottom. In fact, let me see. Let me show you those. I can't really show you it because my head is in the way here. You can see frame generation is at the bottom right there. I do have it off, obviously, because FSR3 is going to be off. We're just going to run this natively. You can see the graphics actually not set to low. We're set to medium on a lot of these graphics, which is pretty damn cool. Screen space reflection set to low. Screen space shadows also set to low. Ambient occlusion, SSAO quality. And then, yeah, everything else pretty much set to medium. 2 times anisotropic filtering. Let's just get into it. As far as I'm aware, I'm still at the very beginning of the game. I beat this a while back on PlayStation. I think it was one of the first games I beat on my PS5. Granted, it was when they did the 60 FPS patch. I never bought the director's cut for PS5, which is why I got it on here so I could play the DLC. But you can see we are at the beginning of the game here. I mean, if you played it, you know this is the beginning. If you haven't played it, then you don't know that, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I can tell on the actual capture right now, it's a little bit dark. I'm gonna try turning that up for you guys just a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. That looks better on my capture. You can see we're at 30 FPS. This is, again, native 720p, mostly medium settings on Ghost of Tsushima. Game looks great, honestly. Like, even I'm playing it on my monitor right now, the game looks great. Although I will say that was not great. That guy just got murdered. That's too bad. All right, so yeah, we're fluctuating 30, really upper 20s, low 30s, upper 20s. We're kind of fluctuating right now. I'm following you, lady. It is pretty impressive how damn good this game looks. Like this game, and keep in mind, like I said, this game tells you it's unsupported. And what sucks is if you're on Steam Deck, if like your primary methods of playing games is on Steam Deck, and you go to the store to look for a game to buy in the winter sale, this game is a part of the winter sale, but you're not going to see it on Steam Deck unless you allow them to show you unsupported games. And the reason it's unsupported is because the multiplayer apparently, I mean, I don't have experience with it, but according to a lot of people, the multiplayer just does not function on the game. And because it is a part of the game that doesn't function, Steam tells you that it's unsupported. And there's a few games like that where the multiplayer function just doesn't work, so it'll tell you, hey, this game's unsupported, when in reality, you can totally play the single player portion of the game just fine. And in the case of this game, really well, honestly. Because keep in mind, when this game launched last gen on the PS4, it was a 30 FPS game. And here we are, a couple years later, on a handheld console. I mean, it's a PC, I get it, but like on a handheld device, we're running the game at 30 FPS. Native 720p resolution. And it looks pretty damn solid. Hey, got my sword. It's stick versus stick. Let's do it. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. This man's gonna beat the shit out of me. What's funny is I'm pretty sure I played the whole game on PlayStation without knowing about that stab attack, or just completely forgetting about it. I'm honestly pretty impressed that it's running so well without any upscaling. That gives me some good hope for oh crap. That gives me some pretty good hope for when we do turn on upscaling, as well as frame gen. Come on. Come on, one more. There it is. The art in this game is so cool. Like, notice how that background, it doesn't exactly look photorealistic. It looks more like an oil painting, and that's really sick to me. Oh, now what? We freestyling now? What are we doing? Oh damn! Oh, I thought I got him. Got you, bud. Oh, let's go. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. And you're done. Alright, here we go. Now we're kind of dipping into the 20s a little bit. Oh no, I thought we were going to do the standoff thing. Let's go. Whoa there, bud. You better chill out. Come on. Oh, damn it. There we go. Now I can heal. Where's this guy at? Alright. And before we get to the horse, I'm going to turn on FSR 3. Hey, XCSS is here as well. FSR3 is on. Are we capped? Are we set to dynamic resolution scaling? Okay. There we go. Yeah, we can go above that a little bit. Call him Nobu. In fact, you know what? Let's turn on frame gen. Just to see. Frame gen on, we're at about 53 FPS. And the latency isn't that bad, actually. I mean, you can see that frame time graph. It's not heavy spikes all over the place. It's pretty nice. There we go. God, I love that. I love that so much. And you're dead, bud. Dude, the frame gen on this game kind of kicks ass. The reason I specify on this game is because I just tried Last of Us on my Steam Deck and tried frame generation. It was not ideal. And you're dead, bud. Where are you going, buddy? Yeah, this is really responsive, which is awesome, man. Like, this is very awesome. And, you know, granted, we're not hitting that 60 FPS mark, but we are getting more than 30, and it feels more than 30, because that latency isn't horrible, you know? And one of the reasons for that is that we aren't heavily CPU bound at the moment. You can see that CPU's at like 50 to 65% usage. In a game like The Last of Us, that CPU's at like 90 to 99% usage at all times. So it's introducing all sorts of latency. That is not the case here. And because of that, it runs really, really smooth. That's really impressive to me. This runs really, really smooth. You saw we played it natively 720p, no upscaling, 30 FPS, no problems whatsoever. Dipped to like 28, 29 FPS very, very rarely, but for the most part, 30 FPS totally playable at native resolution, at least at 720p. So there's that. That's one good check mark for the game already, right? You turn FSR3 on, it bumps it up to about 35 to 36 FPS. Again, game still looks solid, 35, 36 FPS. That is another check as far as I'm concerned. So that's two positives right there. Third positive, you turn on that FSR3 frame generation. Now instead of playing at 30 to 40 FPS, you're playing at anywhere between 45 to 60 FPS. And there's no real hit in terms of latency. You guys saw the frame time graphs right next to the FPS counter right there. They were pretty damn smooth, pretty damn consistent, even with frame generation on, and that's generating frames from around 30 FPS. A lot of games, when they're generating frames from 30 FPS to 50, 60 FPS, there's tons and tons and tons of latency. That was not the case with this game, and that is super impressive to me. So I can absolutely say, despite this game being unsupported on Steam Deck, if all you're interested in is turning this game on and playing the single player, absolutely. You can totally do that. And honestly, I recommend it. I totally recommend picking this up on the Steam sale. The game you're going to get runs great, looks really good too. Like, this looks about as good as it did on my PS4 when I played it. Runs better than it did on my PS4 Pro. So, I mean, I can't recommend the game enough, guys. But leave a comment down below. Let me know if you played the game. Let me know where you played it. If you plan on picking it up, let me know where you plan on playing it. Leave all that stuff in the comments down below. Leave a like if you like the video. And if you're enjoying this kind of content and you want to stay up to date with it going forward over here on the channel, the best way to do that is consider subscribing. Consider ringing that notification bell, because it helps you stay up to date with everything that happens over here on the channel. And it helps promote me, and the algorithm helps push the videos out to way more people. And I always appreciate that. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.